The world's strongest man has lost the plot. Welcome back to Fog Wrestling. More fallout for Raja Jackson, Stu, incident here. Mark Henry, obviously backing the wrong horse, in our opinion, and to be honest, in any sane person's opinion, as he backed Raja Jackson. So let's dive into Mark Henry's response here, because he said he's making zero apologies for his comments about the Raja Jackson incident. And I quote, "I look on social media and people are tearing me down for my take, calling me a racist. Well, first off, it's impossible for me to be a racist because I would have to have power over someone, and in a bigoted way. I'm not a bigot, and I don't have power over people. Now, there are people that work for me and people that I work with. I don't ever have to defend myself about being a racist. The people that know me know who I am as a man and as a person. It's a lot of ignorant people that sit back behind their computers and feel like it's okay to verbally bash people. What it is bullying." End of quote. Right. Why does Mark Henry, right, think that in order to be a racist, you need to have power over someone? What in the name of all that's holy does that even fucking mean, right? Is he suggesting that in order to be racist, you need to have power over someone? So does that rule out just like a massive portion of the population worldwide? Because like, what about people? What about like the working class, right? That, you know, don't own businesses or aren't managers or whatever. I mean, I have power over people. What sort of fucking reasoning is it? To me, that is baffling. I would have to have power over someone. What? To me, he's just lost the I mean, within a couple of sentences, man, he's lost the argument. What does that? It's impossible for me to be racist because I don't have power over someone? What? What the fuck does that mean? Power? To me, that is ridiculous, man. I don't even know where he's even trying to go with that. Anyway, we'll move on. And I quote, "It's just like the situation of Raja going to wrestling to try to be a wrestler and not being completely informed on what wrestling is. You got guys that are veterans, or so-called veterans, that could have very easily smartened him up, which is another wrestling term where you say, I'm going to tell you everything there is to do. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do to you so you'll be prepared. Okay, alright, everyone's on the same page. That didn't happen. You got these veteran guys drinking alcohol before the show, and then they come out there and hit one of the kids upside the head with a beer can. He's supposed to understand and process all this information? No, it's not going to happen. Then you got other guys inciting the riot. He goes out there and lays into this guy and beats him like he stole something, and I do not condone that." End of quote. Well, he says he doesn't condone that. I mean, fucking, you're siding with him, mate. So you mean you have to be condoning it in some capacity, right? And this is another thing that I don't really understand. I see this whole smarting up about the business, right? What age is Raja Jackson? I know Henry referred to him being a kid, right? Guy's 25. What age were you? The fear. I'm addressing you right here. What age were you when you realised wrestling wasn't real and it was a work? You know what I mean? You didn't have to be like 15, right? For me, even when I was like 6, 7, I knew that it was like a TV show and that it wasn't real and they weren't hitting each other for real. And that's me at like 6 or 7, right? Donkeys ago, like 2 decades ago, right? So if I'm smart enough to the business at the age of like 6, 7, 8, then how the fuck is Raja Jackson not up to speed and not knowing, right, that what he did is wrong? I mean, come on. I mean, the level of defending here from Mark Henry is actually utterly pathetic, right? I'm not saying that Raja Jackson needs to be up to date in everything professional wrestling wise, because that's not going to happen within a couple of appearances, right? It takes years to like truly master the craft. Like even like Logan Paul's an outsider coming in, right? But the reality is, as a fucking adult, you should know what he did is wrong, and trying to spin it into some weird tribalism shit to do with wrestling where he's not smartened up to the business and that he didn't know what he did was wrong. No, what Raja Jackson did was wrong, whether it's in a wrestling ring, a film set, a UFC ring, some MMA ring, the street, a field, whatever. What he did is wrong. It's got nothing to do with wrestling. It's got nothing to do with whatever venue or setting it's in. What he did is attempted murder, and there's no excuses for it, right? There's no excuses for it. So for Mark Henry to try and fucking spin that is ridiculous. Alright, moving on. I love people. God put me on this earth to be a helper and to be a watcher. If you read the Bible, you understand who the watchers are. I'm one of them. I just want to go on record as saying I'm making zero apologies for what I said. I meant every word, every single word I meant. You have to be responsible on both sides. The WWE is where they are because they do great business, because they smarten everybody up. And when people go off script, they get fined, they get suspended, they get sent away until you know better. You can't be on our program, and I don't work for them. I just respect the business. So all you fans out there that have these racist tendencies and all the vitriol for me, have at it. You can't hurt me. I'm bulletproof. I'm the world's strongest man, and that's my statement. End of quote. I think he's fucking lost the plot here, to be honest, because see this whole, he's like, oh, the WWE, they do great business, they smarten everyone up. See if Raja Jackson did what he did, right, in this Knox Pro Wrestling, say he did that at Clash in Paris, right, he'd be locked in a fucking Paris jail cell right now, man. See if he did what he did in a WWE event, Raw, SmackDown, pay-per-view, PLE, whatever you want to call it, live event, if he replicates what he did at Pro Knox Wrestling and does it in WWE, he's arrested. 110%. Right? Because WWE, as bad as it is, it's still a proper company and they would handle it the right way. This Knox Pro Wrestling couldn't run a fucking bath, let alone a company, right? So Mark Henry can pretend they are like WWE, but the fact that WWE's cut all ties with Knox Pro Wrestling tells you all you need to know. I mean, I thought Mark Henry was a smart guy, but the past couple of days and months and other interviews from the guy just proves that he's brain dead, man. Like, how's this? What has happened to this guy? I don't know. Ridiculous. Anyway, let's move on to some happier news, because Diamond Dallas Page was rushed to hospital, but thankfully he is recovering after suffering from atrial fibrillation. This is what he had to say. Minutes after waking up from successful cardioversion, I'm back stretching. My wife is like, can you rest for 24 hours? Last week I went into AFib. I normally wear a heart monitor when training, but for some reason didn't this day. I pushed myself too hard, felt off, dizzy, heart racing, and well, here we are. So yeah, I just want to say shout out to DDP. Good that everything's alright there. True legends of the business. And the amount of people this guy helps, man. This is a guy that helps people. Mark Henry can quote God all he wants, but DDP, true gentleman, true legends of this business, and a straight shooter, man. Calls it as it is, and I always respect those guys. Anyway, leave your thoughts down below. Do you agree? Do you think Mark Henry's lost the plot? Well, what do you think?